Enhance your experience by becoming a supporting member. Gain access to unseen videos and video requests. 3-day free trial by visiting zionmembership.com. Chosen ones, empaths, when you awaken, you're no use to the narcissist any longer, right? They want to avoid you like you got the plague. You're of no use to this narcissist that was involved in your life, right? When you was asleep, you were of use, right? They could manipulate you, they could deceive you, they could extract the supply source that they wanted from you. You were the right fit, right? But the moment you awaken, right? And they often tell, the narcissist that was involved in your life can often tell the very primitive early awakening process. You see, I call it the shift, right? There's a shift in your consciousness. There's a shift in the way of your outwardly expression. There's a shift in the way that you behave. Just an ever so slight shift. And the narcissist that was involved in your life picks up on this cue. They're very good at analyzing you, right? They analyze you constantly. They're constantly analyzing you throughout the whole duration of the relationship. When you're involved with this narcissist in your life, they used to analyze you. And yes, when this awakening begins, the spark that ignites the initial stage of the awakening, they pick up on this cue most of the time. A lot of the narcissists that are involved in your life, and a lot of narcissists around the globe, pick up on this cue from the chosen one and empath that lets them know the time is up, right? For example, it could be something like, you know, they used to lie to you compulsively all the time, and you used to not question it, not bat an eyelid, you know. But then on this given day, thanks to God's grace, thanks to the universe, thanks to the divine intervention of giving you the awakening, they tried to tell you another lie. And this time it didn't sit right with your spirit. I'm just using lies for an example. It could be anything, right? They tried to lie to you. And this time it didn't sit right with your spirit. Maybe you questioned them. Maybe you picked holes in their story. Alternatively, it could be them trying to gaslight you on a given day, you know? They probably was really successful in gaslighting you throughout the duration of the relationship. And this time around, when they tried to gaslight you, you saw through it. You called them out on BS. You stood your ground. And this is what they don't like. This is what the narcissists that are involved in your life don't like. And when you awaken, they know it's game over. They know you're going to awaken more and more and more and more and more. And this is why they try and beat you to the crunch, right? If that's the right vocabulary I use there. They try to beat you to it. They move the goalpost. At this time, when they see you awaken, they often move the goalpost. And what I mean by move the goalpost is you may have caught them out on a lie, or caught them out about gaslighting you, or whatever it may be. I just use those as examples, right? And now they may, discard you, for example, out of nowhere. So you lose your bearings. You're still going through the awakening process, but you lose your bearings about what it was about, you know. Maybe you caught them out about gaslighting you, or you caught them out about a lie, or whatever it might be. And they try and throw you off the scent. They try to throw you off their tail, right? By discarding you. Ultimately, they're scared. Not because you're going to attack them, not because you're going to do anything malicious or, you know, malice or anything like that. You're not going to do anything like that. They just fear you awakening, right? So they might come out and maybe they won't discard you. Maybe they'll label you as crazy, right? And they'll start a smear campaign and label you as crazy, right? They have to oppose you. They have to try and isolate you at this point. They don't want it to spread. They view you as a virus that's going to spread. They view you as a cancer that's going to spread. No derogatory marks to anyone that has any illnesses or anything like that. I'm just using it as a metaphor, right? They view you as a threat. Maybe that's a better description that I use there. They view you as a threat that you could tell other people that they're a gaslighter or they're a liar, or, you know, and this is why they'll often discard you or create a smear campaign on you, to try and stop you being able to inform others, because ultimately they hate being exposed. One of the main things that narcissists, not the only thing, but one of the narcissist's biggest dislikes is being exposed, right? Please press the like and the subscribe button, helps your brother out. It'll take 2 seconds of your time. Thank you. But ultimately, they know it too. You're of no use to them anymore. I'm not trying to trigger any of you now. I'm not trying to hurt any of you now, but you're no use to them being awake. I'm not telling you this so you go back to sleep. I'm not telling you this so you put your blinders on and you just put up with abuse again, just because you might feel lonely, or you might feel alone without them, right? Because you might still be trauma bonded. This doesn't just have to be romantic relationships. This can be friendships, family members, colleagues, associates. It can be any type of relationship, right? But ultimately, they know that when you awaken, and they saw this awakening happening, they saw it before their eyes. They saw you're different. Before you even could comprehend it consciously, that you're awakening, they oftentimes, not all the time, but they see it in you. And it's going to take you to look back in retrospect at your journey, at your path, and see if something happened along the way when you woke up, right? Because the victim of narcissistic abuse, when they look back in retrospect, after the chaos and the drama and all of that settles down a bit, you know, oftentimes the victim of narcissistic abuse can pinpoint the exact time of their awakening. Okay? And sometimes they feel like they awoken after the narcissistic abuse, right? Because during sessions, I always ask, when did you wake up to narcissistic abuse? Right? I always ask that question. And a lot of times people think they wake up after, you know? Maybe when they started researching online, you know, maybe that's when they fully woke up. But oftentimes there's something that precisely happened during the interaction with the narcissist involved in your life. And it caused you to awaken to their behavior. Yes, you may not have called them a narcissist or labeled it as narcissistic abuse. You may not have called it gaslighting, but you woke up to something that irritated your spirit. You woke up to something that was off. And it's good to try and pinpoint that, because you'll realize that it was a divine intervention sent by God, divine intervention sent by the universe, however you want to look at it, that caused you to awaken, right? It caused you to awaken. There's a number of times before they gaslit you. There's a number of times before they lied to you. There's a number of times before they deceived you. There's a number of times before they abused you. There's a number of times they've done these actions that narcissists do, right? Devaluation. There's a number of times they've done these types of things to you. But it was just on this given day that you woke up. It didn't sit right with your spirit and you resisted, right? You put up a defense and they didn't like that. And they saw you wake up. And they knew that if they stayed around your proximity, if they stayed in a relationship with you, or whatever type of relationship this is, they knew it would be no good for them. They knew that you had woken up to their BS, to their toxic nature. You had woken up. And the longer they stay in your proximity, it's only going to get worse. And there's nothing worse, other than being exposed, there's nothing worse for a narcissist than an awakened empath or chosen one. There's nothing worse. They don't like awakened empaths and chosen ones. Right? For example, you moving forward. You know, you may not be ready yet. It may be so fresh, but I'm saying in the future, you might encounter other narcissists that want to try and get involved in your life. If they figure you're an awakened empath, they ain't going to want nothing to do with you. You know, they'll reject you, for example. And you need to realize that, you know, ultimately you've got this protection of your discernment, and your discernment should be able to locate these parasites that try to affiliate with you in your life. But ultimately, this narcissist that was previously involved in your life, you know, you're not compatible. You're no longer compatible. You're no longer a match for them, right? You no longer are. You being awake is a crushing blow for them. They don't like it. They don't like you being awake. You being asleep to the abuse, to the manipulation, to all of their deviancy, they're fine with that. You're a perfect match when you're asleep, right? But I don't even think it's possible for you to go back to sleep now after it is you've seen. You potentially saw the unmasking of the narcissist. I said you might get discarded, or what was the other thing I said? I said you might get discarded. Can't remember the other thing I said. But you might have saw the unmasking, right? I said when they move the goalpost, you might get discarded. And I mentioned another thing, they might create a smear campaign. Or you may witness the unmasking. So it could be any of those things, right? They may fully expose themselves as a narcissist when you awaken, right? And that's their form of moving the goalpost. Or, you know, they might try and label you crazy with a smear campaign. This is what the narcissists involved in your life do. Or they might discard you or reverse discard you. This is what narcissists involved in your life do. They fear the awakening of the chosen one. And ultimately, they knew this time would come. They knew this time would come. They knew this time would come. You're a special soul. You're a bright, shining light. They know God's on your side. They know the universe is on your side. And really, they were just counting down the days till the time you wake up, you know? At first, they felt like they could push you so far. But now, ultimately, these narcissists that are involved in your life know that you've awakened and there's no turning back. The only way I see it possible for you to fall back asleep is in the future, if you get involved with someone new and you don't remember your experience. You don't take your experience that you went through in your stride and you fall asleep to a new narcissist, right? But I don't see you ever falling back to sleep to the narcissist that was once involved in your life. So be cautious, be very vigilant, use your discernment about anyone in any type of relationship setting that you affiliate with, right? You cannot take any more narcissists, any more toxic individuals involved in your life at all, right? It's a no-no, right? So make sure you're going to be, for those that are fresh, your discernment's going to grow and grow and grow on the healing journey, right? Especially if you take some time to yourself, look after yourself, build yourself with self-love, self-care, attend to the wounds that are inflicted by the narcissist, ascend, develop, grow, heal, do all of those things, right? And ultimately, you'll be prepared and have the discernment to see those that are not right for you and those that are, right? So anyway, just realize that you're no longer used to this narcissist that is involved in your life, and you're no longer compatible, right? They don't want someone awakened, right? That's not to say, you know, they'll go with new suppliers. They won't be able to replace you. Like you've heard me mention previous times before. They won't be able to replace you. But they want the asleep version of you. They don't want the version of you that's awake. This narcissist that was involved in your life does not want the awakened version of you. They want the asleep version. But that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. You're not going to let that happen. Keep awake, right? It's like the blue and the red pill in the Matrix. You can take the pill and go back to sleep. Take the pill and stay awake. That's what it's all about, staying awake, right? And you can't unsee what you've seen. Some of you have seen the worst unmasking of the narcissist that was involved in your life. You've seen them for what they are now. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. Don't look at wasted time. Don't look at wasted time. You've awakened. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing, awakening. So anyway, thank you for watching today. Please press the like and the subscribe button. If you'd like to donate to the channel, you can find the link in the description box. If you'd like a one-to-one session with myself, you can also find the link in the description box. Currently, I've got the secondary channel, spiritual channel, in Enhance your experience by becoming a supporting member. Gain access to unseen videos and video requests. 3-day free trial by visiting zionmembership.com. So anyway, I'll be back with another video soon. Peace.